If you clicked on this video, you're probably thinking of joining FTC or you're already in it. And if you are here, you don't just want to participate in FTC, you want to win good, because I've been exactly where you were. And this is the video I wish somebody made when I was in FTC. Hi, I'm Bipil Krishna. I was on FTC team 1584 and I've mentored FTC teams for 3 years. My team in its season earned a control award sponsored by ARM, and we had a 14-6 record in our year. But when I joined FTC, I had no idea what was happening. Things were pretty hard for us. Our mentors left us midway through the season, and we basically had to forge our own path. As you can tell, it worked. But it was pretty hard, and I wish somebody just made a simple video explaining everything I needed to know about succeeding in FTC and more. So that's why I'm here, to help you get ahead in your season before it even starts, and hopefully make sure you're not in the same boat that I was. So what is FTC? So FTC, or First Tech Challenge, is a high school robotics competition for grades 7 to 12, but most people start in 9th. You build a robot with real motors, sensors, and code to compete in a yearly game that changes every fall. It's more than just robotics, however. Teams have 3 main sub-teams. First, you have build, fabrication, mechanical design, and CAD. You'll be working with making your own parts with components, sometimes even your own carts. This is what I did. Programming, autonomous, and teleop code. This will be in Java or blocks. Programmers will usually have the most presence mid-season to late season. And coding autonomous is really difficult. Calculus or vectors. Lots of physics involved in it too. Marketing. This is underrated. Documentation, presentations, and themes. You have to create a brochure and an engineering journal to submit to competitions. Now that you're familiar with FTC, let's go over what a typical season would look like. FTC season starts with a game reveal video, usually in early September. Register to your team before this happens. This is a pretty simple mistake. You'll just save a lot of stress and gain extra time to plan. Also, download the application to which your team communicates. For example, my team used Slack, and I know some other teams that made their own Discord channels, which was really cool. So I highly recommend getting this application so you can easily talk to your teammates and make connections, which we'll go over later.
Yo, real quick, if you're enjoying the video, please like and subscribe. It's the best way of knowing that you enjoy this type of If you can, comment what you think about you. Thank you.
So the first week is where you meet everybody and then build connections. You start making designs for the robot after you view the game reveal video. Like typically for my team, it's like right after. In my opinion, this is the most important week of FTC, simply because of the connections and networking opportunities. Here's a good tip. Be friends with the people who know what they're doing or who are taking the lead. So typically, your mentors. Also, just saying, you can also become leadership. We'll talk about that more later. Also, know your mentors if you can. Your mentors are looking to foster talent, and they're not going to be too interested in somebody who is just there to hang out with their friends. If you're learning, we'll help you, but if you're not interested, then we'll just leave you alone, and you don't want that in FTC. We'd rather spend time and resources trying to help the people who are actually there to learn and are passionate about robotics. I'm just trying to be honest, I'm just looking out for you. To build relationship in a team, you need to show interest and you need to show passion. Also, talent helps. If you've already created stuff, then use that experience to help you guide how to make the robot. Be there, be focused, don't play games, and definitely don't use this as time friends. Another quick tip for the design week, do not let programmers slack off. And I see this all the time in FTC. People think that Build is the only team that should be doing work during design week because fabrication. This is simply not true. This is a team activity and everybody needs to know what's going on with the main robot. I mean, this is a robotics competition. In the last few weeks anyways, programmers are going to have to code auton and control. Well, we should be coding control before the last few weeks. But anyways, they should be creating auton. For them if they know the specifics and nuances of the robot before this. For example, if you're making an X-Drive robot for whatever reason, that's going to be incredibly nuanced, and programmers should have a lot of time with that robot to control fluid controls. And marketers, they always seem to lock in during the final weeks, and they'll come out with rushed engineering journal brochures. Make sure this is not your team. If you're not in marketing, you're taking pictures of the robot in development or pictures of your planning for the robot. Marketing is going to love this. This is really good. This is a really good opportunity to have more material for brochures and engineering journals. And for engineering journals, it's basically essential anyways. Not enough teams do this, and this is a really good tip if you want your marketing to be ahead of other teams. And if you're in marketing, start early. Robotic themes and pictures matter more than you think. A lot of teams suffer from bad bots, but are care. Oh, and if you really want to become invaluable to your team, learn CAD. I'm being dead serious. Honestly, this isn't even limited to fabrication team. Most fabrication team members, especially in 9th grade, don't know any CAD. Onshape, which is the program that we use in FTC, is really easy to use. So trust me, if you learn this, you'll be an invaluable asset to your team. Plus, you'll have a portfolio to show to colleges or leadership next year. Speaking about leadership, instead of actually impressing the leadership, usually you'll have to apply pretty early. You're gonna have to go on like the first few weeks in FTC. But yeah, if you can bag a leadership role, you've already created a tangible impact on the club. Also, if you're in leadership, you'll be doing a lot of presentations. So if you're in robotics but not really looking to do robotics like build or fabrication, if you think you have soft skills and you don't do marketing, you're more managerial, then the leadership position for you. And by the way, this isn't limited to president of FTC. There's also sub-team leaders, for example, programming lead or build lead or marketing lead. Next week, stuff is gonna start getting built. The prototype is gonna start taking shape. Marketers are practicing and learning how to code from their mentors, and marketers are making their first drafts. Things are picking up. Oh, and by the way, hear me out. If you have systems, use them to your advantage. Collaborate and learn from them. Share resources and especially share talent. My team did not do this enough. Also, don't silo your work. If you and your friends are making the CAD, don't just keep the STL some zip file somewhere. Send the STLs and screenshots to marketing and make it wildly available for your team to see in Slack. The next few weeks will be a blur. As I said, it's optimal for programmers to get a hold of a prototype or the real version of the bot early, but this should be around midway to the season. Around this time, build team would finish and programmers can start making a direct role. Here's what most teams mess up. They don't give programmers enough time with the bot, or they don't spend enough time letting drivers practice the bot. Let me be clear, make sure this is not you. A great robot is nothing without drivers. If your first time driving is on the field, you might already be cooked. I'm gonna be honest. Realize how it is to not let programmers have time with the bot until your program in auton is dysfunctional or just disconnects in the middle of the field. That happened to us. PR builders, hand off the robot early. It might suck for you, but in the long run, it will make your team perform so much better. Also, don't make last minute updates that break the things. Communicate and keep deadlines real. Make sure you do these also communicating with each other all the time. And then before you know it, the season's over. Congratulations. Once you're at this stage, the drops. You'll forever pay off. You're in fix and refine mode now. Don't add major new parts robot at this point. It's tempting. It rarely works. Your job now is bug fixes and cleanup. Now, let's dive into the most confusing part about FTC, tournaments. I highly encourage you to do some homework yourself, however. Qualifier events. These are local tournaments that you have to win or place highly in to progress. Tournaments that lead up to league tournaments. And then league tournaments or state championships. Win your league or qualify by award/performance. And then last call qualifier, the final boss of qualifiers. This is a level before state championship, but the best teams that barely missed getting into state, duking it out for a chance to go to state. In my opinion, this is the hardest for an FTC team because it's a lot of extremely capable robots. In my experience, opinion, it's tougher than most of them. However, don't worry about that. In these events, you're going to be traveling. You'll spend time tuning your bot between matches and hanging out with your team. I know this is like one of the places where you can actually hang out with your friends now. It's one of the most fun places. Most of the early ones are in gyms, churches, or mosques. But once you progress, you'll be able to compete in larger warehouses or even in arenas. It's really cool, and if you follow my advice, you'll be smooth sailing. Congratulations, you did everything right. FTC is more than just a competition. Do it well, it's a gateway into engineering, design, coding, and leadership. It changed my life, and if you do it right, it can change yours. Good luck, see you on the field. And if you're ever curious about microcontrollers, sensors, or CAD tips, check out my other videos. I've got you covered. Thank you. This is Bipil Krishna. Like and subscribe. See you later.